What happens when you talk to a mechanic after 30 years of working with lifts, disassembled engines, and furious customers? They don't want to see specific autos entering the workshop. And no, we're not only talking about vintage or obscure models. Some of them are ultra-modern, widely used vehicles that appear flawless at first glance. However, specialists would never buy them since they know what's behind the hood and what happens after 80,000 kilometers. In this video, I'll take you behind the scenes of the workshop, where appearances are irrelevant. Only what the car doesn't tell you. Prepare to learn about the 7 models that mechanics avoid, and more importantly, why you should too. Stay until the conclusion of the video to see how you can obtain a portable air compressor for your automobile, an essential addition that I will ship right to your home. It's my way of appreciating those that genuinely support the channel. I will explain everything shortly. Ready? Let we begin. Jeep Renegade. At first glance, it appears to be the ideal small Jeep for the city, tall, strong, and attractive. But many mechanics despise it. Why? Because the Renegade is the epitome of pretty on the outside, complicated inside. The most common issues include the 1.0 turbo petrol version, which has displayed anomalous oil consumption, leaks, and improper ignition. The 1.6 multijet diesel is infamous for frequent DPF regenerations and unstable electronics, which result in phantom warnings and rapid power loss. On some models, the start and stop feature fails, leaving the car dead at traffic lights. One technician reported several incidents of ECUs being replaced before 70,000 miles with no obvious defects. If the body computer module breaks, the average cost in Italy is between €600 and €900, not including labor. Not only that, but automatic transmission versions begin to experience software and gear engagement troubles around 60,000 kilometers. Fixing them frequently necessitates costly software updates or replacing the actuator entirely. In summary, there's too much electronics and not enough quality control. For many consumers, it's a little SUV. For those who work on it, it's a problem. In the used market, technicians frequently recommend the Suzuki Vitara as a more stable choice, with less electronics and simpler mechanics. And if that surprises you, wait till you hear about a larger SUV that many people prefer for family use, but that mechanics warn can turn into a nightmare. Ford Kuga. When it comes to family SUVs, the Kuga appears to be an excellent choice, plenty of capacity, good fuel economy, and current style. But as soon as you lift the hood, the difficulties start. The 2.0 engine has a poor reputation in workshops. Mechanics have reported premature EGR valve wear, early DPF clogging, and, most notably, diesel pump failure. When the pump fails, metal shavings enter the fuel system, harming injectors and filters. A comprehensive repair can potentially cost more than €2,500 and involve several hours of skilled effort. Many models additionally include a dual-clutch automatic transmission. In theory, it's responsive and smooth. In actuality, it's a nightmare if not serviced every 60,000 kilometers with the appropriate oil. Missing even one service can cause slippage, vibrations, and gear lockups, with replacement costs approaching €3,200. It gets worse in 4x4 models, when the Haldex system might fail and lose rear traction, causing mistakes even in the absence of mechanical defects. This is a big puzzle for independent workshops, who frequently require official Ford diagnostic gear to do diagnostics. Speaking of city driving, there's another little SUV that's extremely popular in Italy, but it hides a faulty engine. Citroën C4 Cactus. It's lightweight, tiny, fuel-efficient, and reasonably priced. The C4 Cactus stands out for its unique form and clever ways to save weight and fuel. However, beneath those air bump plates is something vehicle mechanics would prefer ignore. The biggest concern is the 1.2 PureTech engine, which has a timing belt soaked in engine oil. This was intended to reduce friction and fuel consumption, but it caused significant problems. As the belt wears, it discharges particles into the oil, clogging filters and the pump, causing oil pressure loss, overheating, and, in extreme situations, engine seizure. For years, the Nissan Qashqai was Italy's best-selling SUV, thanks to its comfort, spaciousness, and modern design. The 1.3 petrol engine appeared to be the ideal diesel substitute. Unfortunately, that elegant body conceals flaws that frustrate mechanics. Renault, Nissan, and Mercedes collaborated to develop the engine, which is utilized in a variety of vehicles, including the A-Class, Captur, and Arcana. On paper, it is advanced. In truth, it's riddled with reoccurring difficulties. The most well-known, excessive oil use. On several units, the oil level lowers after only 3,000 kilometers, with no obvious leaks. This causes overheating, turbine damage, and increased internal wear. The turbo is a major weak point, with premature failures occurring frequently before 60,000 kilometers and costing more than €1,500 to replace. The timing chain, which is meant to last a lifetime, begins rattling cold in many units, suggesting that it is loosening. Replacing it costs more than €1,000, and not every workshop is equipped. The electronics package also fails. The driver assistance suite frequently malfunctions, resulting in misleading alerts, automated braking, and radar deactivation. Not a significant flaw, but a daily bother. Many mechanics recommend Mazda, Hyundai Kona, or comparable vehicles for their dependability and solid electronics. If that stunned you, wait till you hear about a beloved Italian car that mechanics refer to as a ticking time bomb, literally. Alfa Romeo Giulietta. Sporty, stylish, and quick, the Giulietta 1.4 GPL appeared to be the ideal compromise between thrill and savings. But mechanics consider it a gas trap. The biggest challenge is coupling this engine with the OEM or aftermarket LPG system. Gas burns hotter than petrol, and the Giulietta's engine was not designed to withstand that heat over time. Head warping, valve seat overheating, burned exhaust valves, and burst gaskets occur over time, even before 100,000 kilometers. The LPG system, which is generally manufactured by Landi Renzo or BRC, also includes fragile sensors, particularly the injectors, which fail frequently. When they do, the automobile switches to petrol, displays an engine warning light, and may enter limp mode. Many owners believe it only requires a reset. However, this is frequently an expensive fix. Add in common electronics issues like broken steering wheel buttons, frozen radios, and erratic dashboards following software updates. The timing belt should be changed every 120,000 kilometers or 5 years, although with LPG, mechanics recommend 90,000 kilometers, especially with regular use. If you want a dependable tiny LPG vehicle, several experts recommend a Toyota Auris equipped with a high-quality aftermarket system. Less performance, more dependability. If you are still here, it implies you are committed to avoiding mistakes. Remember, you may enter today's giveaway. Comment below and like the comment that best describes you. A portable automobile compressor is available for purchase and will be delivered directly to your home. I'll explain how to win it at the end. Now let's talk about a city automobile disguised as a premium compact. Everyone wants one, but it can be a silent nightmare. Peugeot 208, compact, zippy, and modern. The first .2 PureTech 3-cylinder model won over Europe as the ideal city automobile. However, over time, it became one of the most despised among mechanics. The infamous oil-soaked timing belt is the weak area. It was designed to reduce friction, but it has become a ticking time bomb. Over time, the belt weakens, rips, and disperses sticky particles into the oil. These block the oil filter, lower pressure, and can cause engine failure, often without warning signals. The engine also uses more oil than usual, which worsens with age. Some owners report needing to top off every 2,000 kilometers. Other difficulties include coil failures, malfunctioning pressure sensors, filthy throttle bodies, and unusual idling noises, which frequently indicate timing problems. Even the attractive interiors degrade after 80,000 kilometers, with creaky plastics, peeling trim, and faded buttons. Peugeot altered the belt compound after 2020, yet all 208s manufactured before 2019, if not recalled, remain at danger. Many mechanics recommend replacing the belt at 50,000 kilometers rather than the 150,000 originally specified. It could be the difference between saving money and damaging your engine. If you want a long-lasting petrol city car, choose a Hyundai i20 or Toyota Yaris, which are far more reliable in the long run. And now we get to number 1, the car that mechanics dread the most despite its prominent badge. It's a dream car for many, yet they won't even move it onto the ramp. Let us find out why. Mercedes-Benz A-Class, sporty exterior, elegant interior, and respected brand. However, the A-Class is the automobile mechanics most frequently advise against, particularly second-hand ones. Why? Because beneath that, Mercedes star beats a Renault heart. Yes, the 180D has the 1.5 DCI engine found in older Clio, Megane, and Captur models. Mercedes made minor adjustments, but the core flaws remained. The most dangerous? The diesel pump frequently malfunctions before 50,000 kilometers, polluting the entire fuel system with metal particles. Replacing the injectors, rail, and filter can cost up to €2,800, even in independent shops. The engine also includes a fragile turbo that loses power or smokes, an easily blocked EGR valve, and a timing chain, rather than a belt, that most owners are unaware requires regular repair. The cost exceeds €700 as a result of limited engine accessibility. Don't forget about the dual-clutch automatic transmission. In diesel variants, it slips in second and third gears when cold, and downshifts are unpleasant. Fixes involve software upgrades or the replacement of the clutch actuator, which costs between €1,200 to €1,800 for labor alone. In workshops, it is colloquially referred to as the Renault in a suit or fake premium. If you want a real Mercedes, go with the C-Class with the 2.0 CDI engine, which is more substantial and developed in-house. Consider a BMW 1 Series, but only if you avoid the notorious N47 engine. You now understand that simply reading an online ad or admiring shiny paint is insufficient to call an automobile a good value. An enticing price or a premium emblem can conceal structural weaknesses, poor design, or poor technical choices. Mechanics do not live in theory, they live in reality, with engines running, diagnostics blinking, and furious customers. That's why they wouldn't buy certain autos, even at a discount. However, this is more than just avoiding problems. It is also about making wise decisions. Understand the challenges before they arise. Prevent, not chase. To enter today's offer for a portable auto compressor, leave a comment below with your experience or opinion, then like and share the video. In the next films, we'll look at the cars worth buying in 2025, as recommended by mechanics, and how to avoid too smart salespeople. Let me know in the comments if you've ever owned any of these automobiles.